Hey class, so today we're looking at adding positive and negative rational numbers. So if we remember, I want a quick recap of what is an absolute value. So if you could quick jot this down in your notes, or if you don't know, don't need to pause the video. An absolute value is the distance away from zero. So if we remember back, if we have a negative number inside the absolute value, that just tells us how far away we are from zero, just in the negative direction, because that's where the negative sign comes from. So just to remember, the absolute value is the distance away from zero. And if we remember back what a rational number is, a rational number are numbers that look like this: -5, -0.739, 3/4, and we had this drawn up on the board. And rational numbers include integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. They can include everything like decimals to fractions to negative numbers, positive numbers. So rational numbers kind of encompass a lot. And we'll be working with positive and negative integers today. So we look at this number, and if we have 0 to 10, right here, if we look at a number line that has 0 to -10, and if we draw an arrow to -10, that's where it is on the number line. So we are 10 units away from 0. 10 units, this is our absolute value. So right here, this right here in the purple that I just highlighted, that is our absolute value. We are 10 units in the negative direction to the left of 0. 10 units, which is the absolute value. The negative sign just means we go to the left. So when we have something negative, we are going to the left. So we can try this one together. So we have 5 plus a -4. And if I have 5 units, oh, sorry class. If I have 5 units away, so let's count this out. We have 1, oh, I apologize. That should not be a highlighter. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the positive direction, because we started with 5 positive. And then what we are going to do is we're actually going to go backwards 4 units, because remember in negative we always want to go in the left direction. So if we go back 4 units, we'll actually be going back 1, 2, 3, 4. And so if we look at what our final answer will be, it'll actually be 1. So our answer will be 1. So we went in the positive direction 5, and then we came back 4. So the negative, we always come back in the left. Here's another example I'd like you to write down in your notes. And this one's -7 plus 4. So now this time we're going to start off going negative. So we are going to be 7 units, because remember our absolute value, we are 7 units away from 0 here. 7. So I'm going to count this out again. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are 7 units away from 0. The negative just means we point in the left towards negative realm. So now we're adding a +4. So if we're adding a +4, we're going to go back towards 0. Since we're in the negative realm, we're going to go back towards 0. So we're going to go +4 direction. So we're going to add 4 onto this. And when we add 4 onto this, we're going to come back 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we come back 4, oh, I'm sorry for the crooked line there. If we come back 4, we'll be right here at -3. Because we had a -7 and we added 4. So we're going back towards 0 with that. So a -3 is our answer. If you could write this one in your notes so you have something to look at, as well as to draw this number line, because that's really important just to see how the addition of negative and positive integers act with each other. what about this one? I'd like you to try this one on your notes using a pencil so that if you need to, you can erase it. But try this one out and see if you can get this one. Please pause the video. Alright, after pausing the video, here's what I thought. I was like, okay, well, -4, I know that's 4 units to the left. So we're going to go 4 units to the left. So if we count this up, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm sitting there at -4. Oh, I'm sorry, I did this backwards, class. I started off with the 3 and the 4. But remember the associative property sounds the same with addition. We actually can flip-flop these. So I'll make that change right now. This will be a -3. And this will be a -4. So if we have a -4 plus a -3, that will match up with this problem. So now if we add a -3 onto this, we'll actually be still going into the more, it will be more negative if we add another negative number. So we'll continue to add 1, 2, 3 in the negative direction, moving away from 0. So we are a total of 7 units away from 0. So we are 7 units away from 0. That gives us a -7. And I'd like you to try this one on your own. We have a -5 plus a -4. So if you didn't write the last one in your notes, you can write this one in your notes, and that would be great. So if you could pause the video and look at that. Alright, so for this one, what I did is I started out with -5. We are 5 units away from 0, which is the absolute value. 5 units away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're adding another -4 units away. So we're 4 units away in the negative direction, so we continue to go left. So we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And our final product, our answer, is -9. So we are at -9. Now for this next one, this is just a little recap before we move into the last problem. You don't have to write this one in your notes. 8 minus 6. I'll draw this one out just so we know what I'm doing when it looks like. So we have 8. We are going +8. So if we have this as 8, and we are coming back a -6, so we are going to come back 6 units. So if we come back 6 units, that'll bring us to a +2. Just a quick recap before we move on. So now for this last problem, this will be your last example in your notes. I'd like you to try this one on your own, starting with 8 plus a -7 plus a -4, and then come back to it, please. Alright, now that you've paused the video, start off with 8 positive. These things seem to not want to attach to each other. So we have 8 positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And now we are going 7 units back in towards the negative realm. So we're going back left because we have a -7. So we're going to go back 7 units, which will bring us all the way to 1. But that's not our final answer yet. We still have 4 more units to move. So if we move 4 more units, so 4 more. So if we move 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, my arrow's a little short there. If we move 4 units, where we end up is -3. So if we make this arrow just a tad longer, that brings us to -3, and that's our answer, is -3. So when we're working, class, with negative numbers, we have to think about an absolute value that they are the same value away from 0 on either side. The negative just means we go to the left. So I'd like you to finish up your notes, and then you can feel free to work on the worksheet.